Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And our question today was not actually asked of me, but rather was posted on Facebook on a place that I happened to see. And although it was not asked of me, it's a question that I thought would be good for the vlog. Therefore, I'm not going to give you the name of the person who asked it. But the question itself was predicated by a rather hateful meme that is out there dealing with the idea of the Magic the Gathering card game being a horrible, horrible occult phenomenon. And the poster asks, has anyone ever used Magic the Gathering cards as a tarot deck? Ever? And of course I'm assuming that by tarot we're actually referring to any kind of divinatory deck, even though a tarot deck is actually quite specific. But it really has nothing to do with the answer, because either way I'm sure the answer is yes. I'm sure someone somewhere has in fact used Magic the Gathering cards as a divinatory deck, or even specifically as a tarot deck. And why not? You can read almost anything. And if you look at some of the divinatory cards that are out there, this will be very, very obvious. And to anyone who is a Magic the Gathering enthusiast who would like to use them for divination, well, there's no reason in the world you can't, because almost anything that exists can be used for divination. Divination is nothing but an organized system of omens that Spirit uses to communicate with you. As long as you are clear in what the symbolism means to you, Spirit will use whatever form you set up. So certainly you can use Magic the Gathering cards if you want to. After all, people use ordinary playing cards for reading all the time. And if you can do that, you can certainly do this. How would you do it? Well, there are a couple of different ways. You could assign different meanings to different cards that represent different things to you, or you could just go by the feelings that the artwork brings up to you as you draw the cards. There are different ways of reading, and these are two of them. And I'm sure there are other things you could think of as well. And you could either make them into a divinatory deck, or you could make them a more traditional tarot deck. And I don't see any reason why you couldn't do either one of those, and I don't see anything wrong with either one of them. Now, is this a common thing? No, I'm sure it's not, but I'm sure someone has done it, and I'm sure if nobody has done it yet, somebody will do it soon. And again, why not? Divination is something that you can bring to almost anything. You can read from the reflections in a cup of coffee, or how the cream goes into the coffee as you pour it. You can read by tea leaves, you can read by the palms in the hand. You can read by all kinds of different card decks, you can read by different colors of rocks. There are more ways to read than I can think of off the top of my head that have been used, and certainly more that can be used in the future, because it is something that again can be applied to anything. Probably the most unique form of divination I've ever encountered was reading by doll. And I never met the famous doll lady, but she had been a reader with J&M Fairs. And I heard a great deal about her, including how she read. And she had a table full of dolls that she had collected over the years. There were all kinds of different dolls. There were dolls of different ethnicities, dolls in different national costumes, dolls that represented certain professions, dolls that were all of one color or another, blue or pink or green or yellow in their costumes. Many, many different things, and she would have the person choose several of these. And the order in which they chose had a meaning for her, and she would read them according to the ones they chose. And apparently she was considered quite good, even though this is a very idiosyncratic way to read, but there's nothing wrong with that. So, if you want to use your Magic the Gathering cards for reading, why not? If you can read with all these other things, you could certainly do that. So those would be my thoughts on the matter. I hope you find them interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world. Hello! This is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witchschool's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witchschool's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years, and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.